Hello, my name is Chris and I will review the Honda Civic Hatchback 2020. This is the all-equipped sport touring model. This hatchback comes in three trims. The base LX with 1.5-liter turbo, Honda Sensing Tech, which is the Honda driving aids, 7-inch infotainment with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a 4-wheel independent suspension. The Sport adds 18-inch wheels, dual-zone climate control, leather steering wheel, and sunroof. This Sport Touring adds big sound, LEDs everywhere, navigation, leather seats, and wireless charging. This tester with CVT goes for over $39,000 tax and destination included in Canada. That is very expensive. The Civic Hatchback is decidedly convenient. Carrying large items is a breeze, but there is something amiss. Although legroom here is sufficient, there is a noticeable lack of headroom, a significant disappointment. In front, it is much better. Very roomy here, and despite a large transmission tunnel, there is pretty good space here. Civic's ergonomics are pretty good, including this innovative passenger side blind spot monitor. Clever. The infotainment is a mixed bag, but it has handy hard buttons for quick access. Most of the heating and ventilation and air conditioning commands have hard buttons that are practical, and I love dual zone climate control. This is on balance well done and I cannot complain. The sound system plays loud, and despite 40 ratio 18-inch tires, the road and wind noise in the cabin is better than average at highway speeds, and the ride itself is better than you would think, both sporty and comfortable. The interior design is becoming dated when you consider how much this tester costs. In my opinion, the star of the show is the powertrain. With regular gas, this Civic makes 174 horsepower and 162 pounds of torque. Honda brags it makes slightly more with premium unleaded. The fuel economy of this engine is remarkable. 8 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 6.6 liters on the highway. The transmission is a CVT, though the 6-speed manual is available. When this generation of Civic came out, it was a top 2 in my book. Now it is more a top 4 or 5 because of the competition, dated interior styling, and hefty price. Aging is unfair in the car world because it is often a result of being surrounded by newer models. Here are my thoughts on the road. Hello car lovers, driving the 2020 Honda Civic Hatchback. This is the touring model. This is the all-equipped model from Honda. It comes in 3 models, so that's pretty nice. And it also comes in 3 variants. You can get the sedan, or actually 2 variants now, because they got rid of the coupe this year. So you either get it in hatchback or you can get it as a sedan. So we'll take a look at on the outside. The outside I find it's very youth oriented. The styling, perhaps the front and the rear end are a little bit busy in terms of the bumper design. However, I think it's got a nice sloping forward look, and with the mags, it looks very nice indeed. I can certainly see a 28 or 30-year-old version of myself buying this vehicle. On the inside now, well, it's getting old. It's been around for quite some time now, and a lot of its competitors have a nicer aesthetic quality. I would have to say when you're sitting in back, that's the one big disappointment for me, because Honda has always been known for making small, charming, and practical packages. I mean, that's what they do very well. And they became a wonderful brand, well known throughout the world because of those cars. When you buy a hatchback, I think you're expecting a few things. One, you're expecting a lot of room in back because you can fold down the seats and you have a hatchback, which is nice. But 2, you're expecting a little bit of passenger room. Sitting in front now, well, this upper transmission well does cut into leg room, but not catastrophically so. I still have enough room for my mansplaining position in front, which is kind of nice. There is a lot of room here. There is an excellent visibility, and you get the Honda easy to use qualities that you expect from Hondas. And this is actually quite a high level experience. The suspension, Ross makes the remark that there are 18-inch wheels outside. You would never know driving here. I'm driving here in Montreal's horrible roads, and it's very comfortable. However, when you drive Sprightly, it is quite nervous in terms of its performance. It's not sloppy at all. So that's kind of awesome. Other items to be noted. Well, the road and wind noise, I think, is average to above average. Ross thinks it's average. It's pretty good on the highway. I could easily see myself doing long distances and it wouldn't be bothering me. There is a pretty big sound system here. I tried it out before. It does play very loud. It's not the highest quality affair. It's not like a Bose sound system. However, if you want to play something loud, it's going to play it loud, no problem. This steering wheel, very nice, wonderful width. Great thickness of the rim, notches here at 10 and 2 o'clock, a wonderful driver interface. This digital interface, I know people don't like digital interfaces. I think it looks very nice and the information is readily available. The infotainment now, well, I think the infotainment is fine for the category. In sunlight, you do see it very well. The menus are somewhat logically arranged if complicated. There are hard buttons here if you get in trouble to come back to. There's a volume knob. Climate control here is independently set. So, I mean, you're kind of in good shape here with this Honda Civic on that level. Engine transmission now. Well, this engine here, on the 2 higher trim models, they recommend premium gas. You don't have to put it in. So that, at least it's pretty good on that level. If you do put premium gas, you'll get 180 horsepower, non-premium gas, 174 horsepower. For crying out loud, just put the regular gas and save your money. Speaking about saving your money, the CVT gives you excellent fuel economy. The manual transmission, interestingly, is not too penalized in terms of fuel economies. This engine has been criticized in the past because of an oil dilution problem. Also been critics about this small engine not heating up as fast in winter. I can find that online, except I can't find anybody who's had those negative experiences here in the province of Quebec. And I am telling you, in Quebec, people buy Honda Civics, all right? It's one of the highest sellers. And I know a lot of Honda Civic owners. I know a lot of CRV owners who have a derivative of this engine. Nobody has those problems. So I think time will be the ultimate judge of that. But if it were my money, I wouldn't be worried. And that leads to the recommendation. Is this vehicle still recommendable? It hasn't been redone in quite some time now. Well, I think it's highly recommendable based on its superior engineering and the fact that its driver inputs are better than most, and it can just do sportiness and comfort better than most of its competitors. In fact, almost all of its competitors, I would say. So I have to put highly recommendable on the lease, highly recommendable on the purchase, definitely. Ross echoes a similar sentiment, perhaps not as enthused as I am. And I must say, I agree with him. This is becoming dated, and the competitors are doing better and better. I think if you sit in a Mazda 3, you're in another world in terms of interior quality. I think if you sit in a Kia Forte 5, you're in another world in terms of interior quality and refinement. So those are competitors that are breathing down Honda Civic's necks. I think they're going to have to refresh this vehicle shortly. And those are my thoughts on the very good Honda Civic. By the way, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well, of course, you should subscribe. And you can also click that notification bell. I hate that notification bell. I don't do that because it bothers me every time. I hate getting notifications on my phone. However, if you love this channel, and I notice that a lot of people have the notification, well, then you should click it. Also, I have an Instagram page where I put pictures of vehicles. I'm going to update it much more now, so you get to see beforehand which vehicles are going to be reviewed on my channel. So it's kind of a nice reminder, and you get to see nice pictures. Why not? And that is the review.